Hello Tacticians, it's Nox here, and so is Abraxas Quest. Now before I go into how I have completed these missions, first of all my thank yous, and today they go to Killbot, Duffman696, Mitoku, Ashaka, Shurdeth, and, well, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name, but you as well. Thank you to all of you for using my friend code, it really is appreciated. Now before I go into these, please bear in mind that this is a Thousand Suns quest, and things like Uncommon 1 have got restrictions such as using Thousand Suns only. So this is going to be difficult unless you have the Thousand Suns unlocked. I will say that I have not used any legendary characters in this, so hopefully there's something at least there. So now let's have a look to see how I am doing in these missions. Common 1 means we can only have a maximum of 3 hits in our range attack, or if we don't have a range attack, our melee attack. And also we've got to take no damage. So to do this really easily, you're going to need Yazagor to get Abraxas up into the middle, and then Abraxas will then do his summons. If you haven't got Yazagor, well, I think you're going to have to rely on Corodius to do his summons, and obviously Archimatos to use his. But as we can see, I'm not sure Archimatos is actually going to do enough damage here. But if you do have Yazagor, move him up into the centre. You can then use his Sorceress Facade to switch places with Abraxas. And then from there, you just summon in his summons. And this, to be honest, will be good enough to pass the level. Common 2 allows us to use all our characters again, and I highly suggest Volk because he'll be able to take care of this Scarab Swarm here. Then move Abraxas across to do the first hit on the 2, and then kill the last one with Archimatos to summon in one of his demons. Move across Harken. So from here, we have to place fairly carefully with Abraxas, but if you move to the location I'm in, assuming in the same position, we can summon in the Pink Horror, who will attack. Well, I was hoping he'd attack this one on the left, but never mind. We shouldn't have too much of an issue clearing this up. And there you go. Common 3 is again the age-old don't take any damage. Now, of course, Immerspec has got Overwatch, so you're going to need Volk here to put suppression on him. You can then move the Abraxas up into the middle and use his summons. Then it should just be a simple case of mopping everyone else up. Now, obviously, summons are always good to have, so use Archimatos' summons here. And I've got Yazagor here, just to kill one in the centre. And I'll move in Harken to attack here. Now, hopefully this one will actually attack the Pink Horror. And the rest should be done by the summons. There we go. Uncommon 1 means we can only use our Thousand Suns, and this has got a similar strategy to the Common 1, where we're going to need to use Yazagor to put Abraxas in a favourable position. However, you're going to need Toth to get rid of the Scarabs. Then move Yazagor, believe it or not, onto the spikes there and summon Abraxas. And from here, just summon your Pink Horror and the rest of the troops will do the work for you. Uncommon 2 means we can't use any power weapons, and the first turn is really just spent moving up. Now, I've brought in Harken and Yazagor because they're flying and they should be able to help me get to the back ones should I need them to. So I'll move Abraxas up and use his Pink Horror summon on the barbed wire. Now, the reason I use Abraxas first is if we don't manage to kill everything around him, which in this case we did, we've got the full complement, I could have then used Archimatos' attack to, well, summon what was missing. We'll use Hearken to kill this one, and we'll just put Yazagor over here, just in case we can't get to this one up here. Ah, we're fine. Uncommon 3 means we can't use flying characters, so Hearken is staying at home here. However, there are a number of Scarab Swarms here, so we are going to need Toth and Volk to take care of them. We've also brought in Nauseous just in case anyone does get injured. Move Abraxas to, well, I've moved him to here because I'm hoping that the Pink Horror will attack, well, not that one, but never mind. Hopefully, yeah, we're going to summon our full complement of Screamers as well. We're going to use Archimatos and just summon around this other one. And we're just going to move the other two up slightly. Now, we got lucky. There was no extra summons on the Scarabs, but if there were, this is why you'd be needing Toth and Volk to make sure that you kill them very quickly. Now, from his location, Toth will be able to use his Hellfire Rack to finish off the enemy. Rare 1 means we can't use anyone who has got more than 4 attacks in their ranged attack. And we're not allowed to use summons, which is a bit rude considering that the main character here that we're using the quest for is a summoner. Again, you're going to need Yazagor because he will quite happily take care of this sniper up here. And from where he sits, he's very safe from the Destroyer and the 2 flayed ones. However, we'll still move to get in a bit more comfortable position. So he's going to dig under the ground, and we're going to want to move away because he's going to pop up and, well, make himself rather annoying. But let's take care of these 2 first. And we'll put... oh, I'd love to put... okay, we're going to put Yazagor up there. Now, he's not going to move, so he can't shoot from there. But what we can do is use his Sorceress Facade and swap places with Abraxas and move in with Maladus. Rare 2 limits us to not using any flyers, but I still recommend bringing in Volk because he can use his long range shots on the first turn. We can then move Abraxas down and do the usual summoning trick to summon as many of his summons as possible. Now, unfortunately, I'm out of range with Archimatos, but we should be safe. Now, looking at Volk's Frenzied Firing, it looks like that could be a good option to use here, so let's try that. Oh, and it was. And finally, we can just kill the final Necron. Rare 3 means we have to use people with psychic attacks, so in a way this is again restricting us mainly to Thousand Suns, and Yazagor is a great choice here because of his Sorceress Facade, which he can use on Abraxas to switch places, and then allowing Abraxas to do his summons. And we'll just move Archimatos up. And the summons will do the rest. Rare form means we can't use anyone with suppressive fire, so basically that means we can't use Volk and Toth. Again, Yazagor is really useful here to do the switcheroo with Abraxas, and we can use his Pink Horror below to attack these 2, and then hopefully the rest will follow. Archimatos has then got a choice. I think what we're going to do is use Hearken on this one to kill him, and use Archimatos' summons. I'm going to put him on the barbed wire around this other one. So with Yazagor's high damage, we should make short work of this first Ophidian Destroyer, and we'll summon another Bloodletter on that one there. And we'll kill off the last flayed one. So hopefully the Ophidian Destroyer will go for one of the summons, and we should kill him off very easily indeed. Let's use Abraxas. No, fine, Archimatos. Rare 5 limits us to not using anyone in Terminator armour, so unless you're thinking about bringing in Abaddon or Typhus, this shouldn't really have much of an issue. We'll move Abraxas up towards these two, and hopefully the Pink Horror will attack those two to bring in 2 more Screamers, and of course, of the extra attack, we get the 3rd Screamer. Now, what we're going to do next is to use the Sorceress Facade on Yazagor to switch places with Archimatos here. And then, because we've got the maximum summons here, we've got a choice of one or two things. We either kill off this one and leave him out in the open and hope he doesn't take too much damage in the next turn, or hopefully the summons will take all the damage for us. Or we could possibly use his summons on, say, maybe this one over here. We could get 3, but it might be killed off in 1. So I'm going to play it safe and kill 1. I think I should have listened to the tooltip and he should have summoned from here, but we got lucky there. Yeah, so there's the damage. And more damage from, who's this? Thutmose. But taking damage isn't an issue because that's why we brought in Nauseous. And we'll heal him up. I'll try again. So now everyone's on full health again. And again, they'll start focusing on the summons until all the summons are dead. I have got a bit of a problem here. All their summons are on this side, which is nowhere near where Volk is. So we're going to have to get over there pretty sharpish. But we should be able to summon in a few bloodletters around them. Is there anywhere I can go? There you go. We can go to the top to do a shot down. Alright, let's just see if anyone needs healing. Looks like we're all good. Okay, they're starting to summon, which is a bit of an issue, and we've got to win this turn. But that's why we've brought in Volk. Okay, nicely done. Epic 1 restricts us to not having any resilient characters, which is basically the Death Guard. But as with all these, the summoners should be able to carry the day. Moving Abraxas across and summoning his first Pink Horror should result in all the Screamers around him. And if they didn't, we can still use Abraxas to summon around here to get some more summons. Now we have got a small issue. There's some Scarabs up here which we can't deal with this turn, and hopefully they didn't spread. But if they did, as I said, we've got Volk to help us out. And then it's all a case of damaging him as much as possible. Epic 2 limits us to 1 attack per character. So if you have Typhus, now is his time to shine. However, I don't. So I have to do this a different way. Yeah, so by moving Abraxas to here and summoning my Pink Horror, he'll attack these two. Excellent. Summoning the 2 Screamers, and they then attack. And this is how you get the maximum back, which I'm happy with that. And we're going to try and kill this Ophidian Destroyer and swap places with Archimatos. We didn't kill him, which isn't the best, but we'll summon here. Now, hopefully they're going to ignore everything else apart from the summons. Excellent. I always say hopefully, because there are times when they don't and you just end up screaming at your phone. And we should be able to start focusing on the next Ophidian Destroyer. And then our summons do the rest. Epic 3 means we can't use Yazagor because he is the only one in the entire Chaos Army with a physical attack. So I've got Volk here to do his normal shooting. We can move Abraxas up and put the pink horror on the bridge, because that will then be able to do a range attack and summon the rest of the screamers around Abraxas. Archimatos will summon his bloodletters around the Ophidian Destroyer. And let's move Harken up. We got a lucky crit, which is obviously going to increase how much damage he does, but it also means, there's less to attack our summons. When we move Volk next to Abraxas, he will do Psychic Attack as well, which will power up Abraxas' attacks for when he does an attack. We can then move Archimatos up to attack and summon another Bloodletter. And we won't go onto the bridge just in case we don't defeat the Ophidian Destroyer, but then we can use Nauseous to do so. And we'll take care of the last Scarab Swarm there, and obviously that does a small amount of damage on Aleph Null. So now we have to be very mindful about which of these Scarab Swarms to take out. So the one that's the most important is this one, because it hasn't yet split. So we'll move up. I was hoping he wouldn't crit, because then I could have used Archimatos' summon to summon in another Bloodletter, but we don't always get what we want. But Nauseous will allow him to do it there. Volk will take care of the Scarab Swarm, and we'll do one attack on Aleph Null. Nice. The legendary mission doesn't want us to use any piercing damage, but really this is the purest showcase for Abraxas. Kill the Necron on the mound and move Abraxas up and start off his chain reaction of summons. Then with Yazagor do the same. You move him up to a decent position and switch places with Abraxas and start the chain reaction again using Archimatos here. Whilst all of our summons seem to have a lot of fun killing the Necrons, we eventually manage to have a go. And the most important thing that I found here is keep Yazagor somewhere safe. Virtually any of these Necrons can kill him in one go. I was mainly looking to see if I could put Volk next to Abraxas anywhere, but I don't think I can. So I'm going to move Abraxas one location down and kill this Necron, and summon my Bloodletters around this Ophidian Destroyer. And I'm going to move Yazagor somewhere safe where hopefully he won't be targeted. And finally, I've managed to complete it. If you enjoy my videos or find them helpful, it'd be much appreciated if you at least consider using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guild are looking for a new home, please feel free to reach out to any of the guilds shown. As always, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.